Hello students, welcome to sample question paper discussion. So in this session we will discuss the solutions for sample paper of 2024 and 25. So according to this year the pattern, the question paper contains 37 questions. So first we'll move on to section A. The first question, the Python interpreter handles logical errors during code execution. Actually, logical errors are mistakes caused in the logic of the programmer. Say for example, you give a wrong formula or to calculate average of 3 subject marks, A plus B plus C divided by 3. What will happen here? C will be divided by 3 first and then A and B will be added. But will this expression cause any error in the program? No. But it has a logical error because the answer will be wrong. So Python cannot handle such an error and this statement is false. Okay, because Python cannot handle logical errors during code execution. What about the next question? Text equal to quotes Python program, text equal to text dot replace py comma hash. What do you mean by replace? It will remove this py and place this statement in that place. So this will be erased and hash will be replaced. So the output will be hashthon program. Option A is correct. Which of the following expressions evaluates to false? So evaluate all the things, then you will find out. Not of true is false, false and false is false. True or false will cause true. False and true is false, so not of false is true. Not of false is true, true and true is true. So option A is only correct because that evaluates to false. Next, what is the output of the expression country equal to international? Print country dot split of n. What is the use of split of n? Wherever this n is found, you cross it out here like this. Remove this. Okay, so what will happen? The remaining parts, this I, this TER, this ATIO and AL will be framed in a list. Remember, this is split, so place everything inside a list and option B is the correct answer. Okay, so we move on to the next question. What will be the output of the following code snippet? World peace, message of -2 : -2. What this middle part is left blank, which means till the end of the string. So you have to start with -2, which means C. Which direction should you proceed? In the step value, it's given as -2. So you should go in the reverse direction in skip counting of 2. So C, then E, then space, then L, then O. So the answer will be C, E, space, L, O. Right? So this will be printed in the screen. What will be the output of the following code? Tuple 1 equal to 1, 2, 3. Tuple 2 will be now 1, 2, 3 because they are creating a copy of the tuple. Tuple 1 plus equal to 4. So what will happen to tuple 1? It will create 1, 2, 3, 4. Print tuple 1 equal to tuple 2. This is tuple 1, this is tuple 2. Both are not equal. So answer is false. Now, in case instead of a tuple here, if this is a list, then the same program, the output will be true. Why? Because when you copy a list directly to another list, it will create a duplicate copy. So the changes will be reflected in both the lists. So remember, if you copy a list like this and add something, it will be added in both the lists. But in a tuple, both becomes different. If mydict is a dictionary, which of the following will raise an exception? What is an exception? It's an error that is happening during the runtime. Mydict.get of orange. It will get the value of orange, so 30 will be printed on the screen. Mydict of grape, apple, banana. So this is wrong. If you want to print the answer, you should give apple separately, mydict of banana. So this statement will cause an error. So option B is correct. Anyway, we'll discuss the other things. Mydict of apple equal to 20. So this will be changed to 20. String of mydict. When you try to convert a dictionary to a string, the entire dictionary will be converted to a string, including this quotes, bracket. Okay, so this will not cause any error. So option B is the correct answer. Question number 8. What is the use of list.remove method? Remove is used to remove the value x from the list. So removes the first occurrence of value x from the list. In which table, in a table which has one primary key and two alternate keys, how many candidate keys are there? It is option C. Because out of 3 candidate keys, one is selected as the primary key, the remaining 2 are called as alternate keys. We have discussed in our videos already. Look at this, fill in the missing statement, move the file pointer to the beginning of the file. You need not look at the code at all. The answer is f.seek of 0. State whether the following statement is true or false. The finally block in Python is executed only if no exception occurs in the try block. This statement is false. Why? Because finally statement is executed irrespective of the exception being raised or not. Whether there is an exception or not, finally code will definitely be executed. Let's move on to the next question. What is the output of the following code? So let's move on to the main program. Add is being called. So move on to add global C. C equal to C plus 2. So this C will become 12. Print C will become 12. Will print 12 and a hash. Then move on to this. C is assigned as 15. So this 12 will now be changed as 15. Print C 15 and this percentage symbol will be printed. So which is the correct answer? 12, this one. Option C is the correct answer. Look at the 13th question. Which SQL command can change the degree of an existing relation? What do you mean by degree? Degree means the number of columns. So if you want to change the degree, that is if you reduce one column, that is if you delete a column or you add a column, for both you should use alter command. Right? What will be the output of this query? Select star from products where product name like app percentage. Percentage can be replaced by any number of characters, which means details of all products, not names. Why details? Because we have given star here. So details of all products whose names start with app. Option A is only correct. 15th question. In which data type the value stored is padded with spaces to fit the specified length? Option D, character. Very easy question, because in character, if you declare character of 15 and I store a name called Anu, what will happen? ANU Anu uses 3 spaces and the remaining 12 spaces will be fitted with empty space. It will not leave those 12 spaces. Whereas in case of varchar, this will be freed and given to memory. Which aggregate function can be used to find the cardinality? What do you mean by cardinality? The number of rows. So we can use count. Which protocol is used to transfer files? Very easy. File transfer protocol, FTP. We move on to the next question. Which network device is used to connect two networks that use different protocols? Gateway, different protocols. This is the keyword. Which switching technique allows to break data into smaller packets? Very easy. Packet switching. Now let's move on to assertion and reasoning. Assertion A. Positional arguments in Python functions must be passed in the exact order in which they are defined. Correct. This is true. This is because Python functions automatically assign default values to positional argument. This is false, because default values will never be given to positional arguments. Okay, so this is false. Select command in SQL can have both where and having clauses. Yes, correct. Where and having clauses are used to check conditions. Yes, therefore they can be used interchangeably. No, you can never interchange where and having. Say for example, you can use having in the place of where. You can say select star from employee having department equal to sales. That is allowed. But You cannot use where in the place of having. Why? You can never say select star from a table name, a group by department ID, where sum of department ID. You cannot use aggregate functions with where. So this cannot be used interchangeably. So this is false. Assertion is true and reason is false. Okay. So we'll move on to 2-mark questions now. Let's move on to section B, 2-mark questions. How is a mutable object different from immutable object? So mutable object is an object whose value can be changed in place, whereas immutable object cannot be updated in place, right? In place is the keyword. Identified one mutable object and one immutable object. So lists and dictionaries are mutable. String and tuple are immutable. Okay. Give 2 examples of each of the following. What are the arithmetic operators? Plus, minus, star, slash, double slash, modulus, double star. All these are arithmetic operators. What are the relational operators? Less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, and not equal to. Write a statement to count the occurrences of 4 in L1. So L1 is a list where you have to count the occurrence of 4. So you should write L1 dot count of 4. Very simple. Or write a statement to sort the elements of list L1 in ascending order. You just have to write L1 dot sort. If it is descending order, then you have to write reverse equal to true inside this bracket. Next question, there's a part 2 in the same question. Write a statement to insert all the elements of L2 at the end of L1. Because they have given the word insert, you need not confuse. You have to add L2 at the end of L1. So write L1 dot extend L2. That's all. Write a statement to reverse the elements of list L2. Simply write L2 dot reverse. That's all. Identify the correct outputs of the following code. Also write the minimum and maximum possible values of the variable B. Right? So what is this? We have A as wisdom. Random.randint of 1, 6, which means any number from 1 to 6 is possible. Now when you consider a for loop, always consider the first value and the last possible value and try to execute the loop. Suppose you assume this B is 1. B is now 1 for I in range of 0, 1, 2. In that case, A of 0 will get printed. What is A of 0? W will get printed. What about this 2, 3, 4, 5 and all? That we'll look into it later. Suppose 6 gets generated. B's value is 6. What will happen? 0, 6, 2. Remember, either because it is a step counting of 2, 0 will get generated, 1 will not get generated, 2 will get generated, 3 will not, but 4 will. 5 will not get generated, 6 will also not get generated. Why 6 will not? Because whenever you have range function, the last value will stop before one step, right? So 6 will never get generated. So there are only 3 possible values, 0, 2 and 4. What is 0? W. What is 2? S. What is 4? O. Now, which of these values is, what is the question? Identify the correct output of the following code, which means this I is not possible, I and S is not possible. Here, this is possible. W hash is possible. Then W and S is also possible, right? Also write the minimum and maximum possible values of variable A and B. We have already found out the answer. This is the minimum possible value. This is the maximum possible value. Okay. So out of this, I will not come, D will not come, M will never come. This is how you have to find the output. The code provided below is intended to swap the first and last elements of a given tuple. However, there are syntax and logical errors in the code. rewrite it after removing all the errors. So there is a function which is defined in, whenever you define a function, you should put a colon here, right? Then if statement, after an if statement, there should be an indentation. So push this to one tab space, right? New tuple equal to tuple of 1, this is fine. Return new tuple is also okay. Then what else? Here there is a mistake. See, here if you want to add a tuple and another tuple, then all the three things should be a tuple. But look at this. They have simply given a single element tuple without a comma. So you should put a comma here. Okay. Then return is okay. Result, this is also fine. And here, when you want to print a string and a variable, you should put a comma. So there are 4 mistakes. Here a colon, here an indentation, here a comma for a single element tuple, and here a separating comma. Right? Next question, what constraint should be applied on a table column so that duplicate values are not allowed in that column but null is allowed? For this, you should use the keyword unique. Unique constraint is used. What constraint should be applied on a table column so that null is not allowed but duplicate values are allowed? So you should use not null here, right? Next, we move on to the second part. Write an SQL command to remove the primary key. So you are going to delete, which means you should use alter along with drop, which is the table name from a table name named mobile. MID is the primary key. So when you drop, you need not worry about the name of the primary key field. You should just write alter table mobile. You are going to drop the primary key. So drop primary key. That's all. You need not mention the name of the field. And what about this one? Write an SQL command to make the column MID the primary key of an already existing table. So alter table mobile, add primary key within bracket MID, M underscore ID. That's all. This will make this field as the primary key. List one advantage and one disadvantage of star topology. What do you mean by star topology? The hub and switch will be placed in the center and the remaining nodes will be connected like this. So what is the advantage? We can easily remove or add a new node. That is the advantage. What is the disadvantage? If the central hub or the switch is failure, suppose it fails, the entire network is lost. This is SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. What is the use of SMTP? SMTP is used to transfer mails from our computer, that is the client, to the server. Let's move on to 3 more questions. Section C. Write a Python function. So you're not asked to write a direct program, so you'll use def and write a function name. Function name is not given, so you can give any name for the function. Write a Python function that displays all the words containing @cmail from the text file emails.txt. So you're going to read a text file and check how many words, displays all the words that contain this, which means you should analyze all the words. You should check word by word. I've told you in all my videos, if you want to check word by word, you should read the file and split the string. So you will write like this. What is the first step? F equal to open. It is simply reading. So emails.txt or whatever is the file name given in the question. Because it is reading, you need not even mention the opening mode, or if you want, you can mention R. So after F, what should you give? S equal to F dot read dot split. This will split the file word by word. Now what will you do? For every word in that in this yes, that is the list which is split word by word, you have to check if @cmail in this word, then you need to print that word. Okay. If you are confused with this, you can say for every word in yes, If that word thing is in word, you should print that word. That's all. Now, what is the question? You have to write it as a function. So, def my function. Write a statement, and inside that you can give all the coding. Okay, the same coding put inside a function. What is the second question? Write a Python function that finds and displays all the words longer than 5 characters. All the words. Again, you have to split the file into word by word and check how many words are there in more than 5 characters and print it. The same program, words.txt. Same thing, read.split for every word in. Yes, this is also correct. Only this thing you have to change. If length of that word is greater than 5, print that word. That's all. No other change in that program. Look at the second question, 30th. Question number 30. You have a stack. This is a stack question. You have a stack named books stack that contains records of books. Each book record is represented as a list containing book title, author name, and publication year. So, this stack is like a nested list. Okay. Write the following user-defined functions to perform the specified operations. Push book, book stack, new book. When you are given a question like this, you simply write, copy everything using def. Okay. So, how will you do this? See how I do this. What is the first function? Push book. What will you write? Def push underscore book. What are the arguments? Book stack comma new book. Copy it as such. Book stack comma new underscore book colon. And what are they asking us to do? This function takes the stack, book stack, and a new book record, new book as arguments, and pushes the new book record onto the stack. Very simple. You just have to append this into the program. So, books stack dot append new underscore book. That's all. Nothing else should be done in this program. The next part. What is the next function? Pop book, book stack. So, write the same thing, def pop book. Is there any argument passed for? Yes, book stack or book stack, whatever is given in the question, copy it as such. This function pops the topmost book record from the stack and returns it. If the stack is empty, function should display underflow. So, only two things you have to take care. If book stack, that is, if it is not empty, then you have to pop. Else print empty. Empty stack or stack empty, whatever is given here, underflow. Okay. You have to write underflow. Whatever is given in the question, just follow that. What is the next program? The third one, def peep book stack. It displays the topmost element if it is not empty, otherwise you should print none. The same thing, def peek of book stack. Same thing. The coding is exactly the same. Only thing is, instead of underflow, you should print none. That's all. Here, instead of pop, you should write print book stack of the topmost element, which is -1. Okay, that's all. So, this is the stack program. They have not asked you to write any program, so you need not invoke the functions or call the function. Next, write the definition of a user-defined function push even, which accepts a list of integers in a parameter n. And pushes all those integers which are even into a stack named even numbers. So, you should give the name of the stack as even numbers. Write function pop even to pop the topmost number from the stack and returns it. If the stack is already empty, function should display empty. Disp even, which will display the elements of the stack. If the stack is empty, it should display none. If you have any confusion in this, look at the sample output they have given. So this is the list of integers. From this, you need to add all the even numbers onto the stack. So this is a simple program again. So what is the first one? Def push even. Push even of n. This is what they have asked us to create. What is the name of the stack? Even numbers. So create an empty list first. Even number stack. What should you do? For every element in n. For every element in this list, you have to check if it is an even number. If that element modulus 2 equal to 0, if it is an even number, then you have to append this onto the list. Append that element. After doing this, return the answer. What is the answer? The newly created list. Return even numbers. What is the next one? Def pop even. You are asked to pop an element. There are no arguments in pop. What should you write? If even numbers. If it is not empty, then even numbers dot pop. Else print underflow. What was the next one? Def disp even, right? In disp even also there are no arguments. Here again you have to display the top element. So print even numbers of -1, which will display the topmost element. Otherwise you have to print none. Right? That's all. Are we asked to call the function? Write the definition. Okay, that's all. So you need not invoke the function at all. You just have to declare the 3 functions one by one. Right? Hope you understood how to write this program. We'll move on to the next question. Question number 31. Predict the output. What is the output of this? There is a dictionary D, apple colon 15, banana colon 7, cherry colon 9. There is an empty string, string 1. For every key in D, string 1 is equal to string 1 plus D of key. D of key will always give its value. What is string 1? Empty string. So don't worry. D of key is what? 15. 15 is converted to string. 15 plus at plus this hash. So what will be in string 1? 15 at /n. Then again move on to the loop. What will happen? Banana 7 value will get added. The string 1 which is already existing plus 7 plus at. So here 7 at /n again will be added. Now for the third time we move on. What value will be given? Cherries 9 will be given. So 9 at /n. Okay. So what will happen now? The string is ready. What is this? This is string 1. Okay. Now when you move on to the loop, after the loop, it is given string 2 equal to string 1 of colon -1. What do you mean by colon -1? When you start from the beginning, the last element will be skipped. That is, what is -1? This one. So, one step before -1, you will skip this and you should stop with -2. So, str2 will have from this up to one step before the last element. Okay. Predict the output of the following code. Line equal to 4, 9, 12, 6, 20 for every I in line. So what is I value first? 4, 9, 12, 6, 20. For j in range of 1, I modulus 5. What is 4 modulus 5? 4. 1, 4. Because 4 is less than 5, the same value will be returned. So 1, 4 will generate j, hash. So what will it generate? 1 hash, 2 hash, 3 hash. Right? What will happen when it becomes 9? Again come back. 9 modulus 5 will again give a reminder of 4. So 1 comma 4, again the loop will print 1 hash, 2 hash, 3 hash. Now what will happen when it becomes 12? 12 modulus 5 will return 2. So range of 1 comma 2 will generate this loop only once. So 1 hash will get printed. What about 6? 6 modulus 5 will return 1. Range of 1 comma 1 will not do anything. What is this? 20 modulus 5 will cause 0. Range of 1 comma 0 will not do anything. So the output of this code is these 3 lines. Let's move on to section D. This is either or question. Either you have to write 4 queries or write the output for 4 queries. So let us look at the first part. Consider the table orders. There are 4 fields here. Write the following queries. To display the total quantity of each product. Whenever you get each or product wise, you have to do grouping. Each product excluding the products with total quantity less than 5. So you will write select product comma, what is asked? Total. So sum of quantity, this field name, sum of quantity from orders. Group by because it is for each product, so you have to write group by. Having, because they have given a condition, excluding products with total quantity less than 5, right? Excluding the total quantity less than 5, which means the quantity should be greater than 5, right? So having sum of quantity greater than or equal to 5, because they have given excluding less than, that is, which means not less than, which means greater than. Okay, so be careful when you look at queries like this. To display the orders table sorted by total price in descending order. So select star from orders. Orders is the table name. How will you sort? Order by total price. They have given total price, but actually what is the field name? Price. Order by price, DESC, because it's in descending order. To display the distinct customer names from the order table, this is very simple. Select distinct of C underscore name from orders. Very simple. The next one, display the sum of price of all orders for which quantity is null. So select sum of price from orders where quantity, whenever you want to check null condition, you have to use the keyword is null. That's all. So either we will go in for these 4 queries, or you will choose this one. Write the output. What are the 4 queries? Select C name, comma sum of quantity as total quantity. So as total quantity means you need to use look at this question. Select C underscore name, sum of quantity as total quantity from orders, group by C underscore name. So first you have to group by the customer name. What are the 3 customer names? Jitendra, Mustafa, Dwani. So in the tabular column, you have to write these three names, one below the other. You will write C underscore name, Jitendra, Mustafa and Dwani. And what is given here? Sum of quantity. What is the sum of quantity? Suppose there are more than one records, you have to add. But here there is only a single thing. So 1, 2, 1, it will be the same. Okay, nothing else. And select one, second one, select star from orders where product like percentage phone percentage. So it should have this phone inside that. So this will be the output. For the second one, you will have product as headphone and smartphone. These are the two records that will be listed, but they have given select star. So you have to write this entire box. These two records you have to write. Third one, select O underscore ID, C underscore name, product, quantity, price from orders where price between 1500 and 12,000, which means 1500, 10,000, 12,000, all three are included. So the entire table you have to write as the output. Okay. Select max of price from orders, which means we will have the heading as max of price and write 12,000 as the answer. Okay. So this is the answer for this part. Write the output. Now we'll move on to CSV file. This program is a compulsory question. A CSV file happiness.csv contains the data of a survey. Each record contains name of the country. Here it's given name of the country, population, sample size and happy people's number. Functions. So you should write two separate functions, right? One to read the data and print the records which is more than 50 lakh. The other one is to count the number of records in the file. So let us see how to do it. The file name is happiness.csv. So how will you write a program? First def show, because they have not given any function name. I am giving it as def show. What is the first statement? Import CSV. After that you have to open the file. So open happiness.csv in read mode. So this is optional, but anyway it's good to mention. Then records is equal, reader object RD is equal to CSV dot reader of the file object, right? So once that is done, for every element in the reader object, if convert the number to integer. What is the integer? The second part, which is index number 1. For every record, index 1 should be checked, right? So element of 1 is greater than 50 lakh. Then you need to print it. Print the, what is in the question? Print the records. So all the records you need to print. So print the element and then close the file. So one method is over. What is the second method? The second method is to count the number of records. So def count, the same program you can write with the reader object, everything. Only thing, instead of checking the if condition, just give count plus equal to 1, right? And whenever you do count plus equal to 1, initialize count as 0, so that after the count you can print the count here. Print number of records and print the count, right? So C1, because I have given the function name, you should not confuse the name with this. Better to have different names. Okay. So C1 plus equal to 1. This is how you count the number of records. Now look at question number 34. We have two tables, faculty and courses, and we have 4 queries. Let us check one by one. To display complete details from both the tables of faculties whose salary is less than 12,000. So the command should be from 2 tables, right? So select star from faculties, comma, salary, where salary is in which table? Faculty table. So faculty dot salary is less than 12,000. This is the first condition, and it is an equijoin. So you have to write faculty dot FID equal to salary dot FID. Whenever you have equijoin, this condition is very essential. Only if you do this, it will work. And wherever you mention the field name, also mention the table name. Okay. The next one, to display the details of courses whose fees is in the range of 20,000 to 50,000. So this does not include both the tables. So only from courses. So you have to write for this one, select star from courses where, what is the thing? Fees. Where fees between 20,000 and 50,000. Whenever you use between, you should use and. To increase the course fees, which means you should use update. Okay. Update fees is in which table? Course table. So update courses, set fees equal to fees plus 100. What is the condition? Which have computer in their course names, which means where C name, which is the course name, right? C name, like, because you have to use pattern for checking if it contains computer, like percentage, computer, percentage. So if it is, if the word computer is in that, it will display the course or add 500 to the course. The last one is a choice question. Look at B. First, this is very easy. To display the Cartesian product of these two tables. What is Cartesian product? Just cross multiplication. Simply give select star from faculty, comma, courses. That's all. Very simple. So if you have Cartesian product, that is the easiest one. Or look at A question. To display F name and L name of faculty taking system design. Now here the problem is, faculty contains F name and L name. Look at this question. And course contains C name. So again you have to go in for an equijoin. Right? So you will write select faculty F dot F name. I am going to give a short name. Then F dot L name from faculty space F. I will give alias name, comma, courses space C, where, what is the condition? Faculty taking system design in courses, right? So where C dot C name is equal to system design. So this involves equijoin. So in this case, you need to go in for one more thing, and faculty dot FID equal to courses dot FID, because whenever you go in for a equijoin, you should also mention this using and. Or you can go in for natural join. In that case, you can write from faculty natural join courses and give this condition alone. Computer will automatically fetch you the records. Okay. So let's move on to question number 35. A table named stationery in ItemDB database has the following structure. This one. Write the following Python function to perform the specified operation add and display. To input details of an item and store it in the table stationery. The function should then retrieve and display all records from the stationery table where price is greater than 120, and for Python database connectivity, host, user, password, everything is given. Right? Database name is also given as ItemDB. So let us write the program for accessing the database. So this is Python MySQL connectivity program. So what is the function name? def, add and display. Whatever is given in the question, give the function name as such. So what are the different steps? Import mysql.connector as my. Then establish the connection. My.connect of. What are the different options given there? Host equal to localhost. User is root. Password is pencil as given in the question paper. Database equal to item DB, right? Now, what is the next one? You have to declare a connection object, a cursor object. Cursor equal to my dot cursor. This is the connection, right? So connection dot cursor. So once the cursor object is declared, now you can start getting the input from the user. So what are the three inputs? Item number, name, price, quantity. Okay, value 1, item number. So int of input. Item 2 is name. So input name. What is the next one? Value 3 is price. So float of input of price. Ask the user to input the price. What is the next one? Quantity. So value 4 is int of input of quantity. Now you have 4 inputs. What should you do? You should construct the query. Query is equal to insert into stationery values, open bracket, close this one, dot format of value 1, value 2, value 3, value 4. So I have discussed this statement in the videos, right? Short videos. Now, how do you insert these 4 values here? You have this, what is this actually? Item number, right? This is a number. So, the first one, number. For name, I am using a string. I am using double quotes. Why? Because for the outer string, I have closed it with single quote. Then price and quantity are integers. So, simply giving an open and close bracket. So, this is for number, name, price, quantity and the 4 variables I have declared here. Right? Once the query is ready, we will execute the query. Okay, what is the cursor object? CUR, cursor dot execute query. Right? So once this is done, the cursor is executed. Now once this is done, you are making a change in the query, right? So once you do this, give connection dot commit. Only then the changes that you make in the database will become permanent. Whenever you insert or update, alter anything, you should do commit. Once commit is done, what is the next part in the question? The function should retrieve and display all the records from the stationery table where the price is greater than 120, right? So again construct another query. Here you can execute it directly because you are not getting any input from the user. So select select star from stationery where price is greater than 120, close the quote and execute it directly. You need not do any construction at all. Once this is done, you have to fetch the records, right? So because whenever you select something, you need to fetch the records. So records is equal to cursor dot fetch all, right? Now for every element in this record, the fetched record, print it on the screen. Okay, that's all. Once this is done, for a select statement, you need not give commit at all. So you can simply stop the program with this. Just print the data and stop the program. No need to commit this. So let us move on to section E, 5-mark question. The first one is a binary file program. You are asked to write 3 functions. Let us see. For information of each candidate, so every record contains candidate ID, name, designation, experience, and the data type is also given here. The first function, write a function to input the data of a candidate and append it to a binary file. So if you're going to append it, you should open it in AB mode, right? So you have to input the details from the user in AB mode and input the details from the user and dump it onto the binary file, right? So what is the first one? Import pickle as P. When you have it short, it is easy, right? So what is the first program? You have to write the function. What is the function? Input candidate. So input C is my function name. What am I going to do? I am going to have the input of all the data. So there are 4 data that I should input from the user. Candidate ID equal to, it is an integer, so int of input, enter the candidate ID. Candidate name CN is equal to input, then desig. I'm making it short, but when you write in the exam, give the message for input statement also. Okay, this is also a string because it's designation, input the thing, and experience is float. 7.3 if it is 7 years and 3 months, something like that. Okay, experience is equal to float of input. So we have 4 data right now. After this, have a list ready so that you can append put all the data inside a list. List 1 is equal to candidate ID, candidate name, designation, comma, experience. So once it is put inside the list, you need to append this data. So first, open the file, f equal to open. What is the file name? Working for a recruitment agency. So let us have it as candidates.binary file. Okay, candidates.bin. And what is the mode? AB mode. Open this in AB mode. So once the file is open, you have to give p.dump. The cursor will be at the end of the file. Dump what? List 1. Dump in what? File open mode, right? This is the file handle. So once you do this, the data will be automatically appended inside the file. Okay. What is the next one? Def. Write a function to update the data of candidates whose experience is more than 10 years. See, I have already given a detailed video for binary file updation. It involves lot of processes like you have to store the position of the file, then you have to save the file, check the data, then seek the cursor, put it in that place and do it. Instead, the board itself has suggested in the marking scheme, like you will store all the data in the list, make the needed changes in the list, open the file in write mode. In that case, all the data will be erased and write the fresh list inside, so that it will be easy for you. Instead of doing lot of statements, this will be very easy. So how will you do this? First, you will write a function called def update. Inside this, you will first close this because this is in append mode, right? Now here open the file in read mode, RB mode. Okay. Now once you go to RB mode, you should have a list called, say I am having a list called list 1. Okay. What should I do now? Open the file and read the records one by one. Whenever you read the records from binary file, use try except. So try while true, you have to load. Okay. So list 1 dot append p dot load of f. Okay. Once you load the record, those records will be put inside your this list. Okay. The loaded record will be put inside this list. Once this list is added, all the data is now ready in this. When you keep appending, you can do 2 things. Once you finish appending and then you make the change, or here itself, load the record first inside a variable called REC. And here, what is the thing? Whose experience is more than 10 years, you have to change the designation to a senior manager. So experience is in this one, the fourth index number 3. So what should you check? If REC of 3 is greater than 10, then you need to change REC of, where is the designation? REC of 2 as senior manager. So what will happen when the experience is more than 10? That particular record will be changed and then append this to this one. So whenever you load a record, check if the experience is more than 10. If it is so, in the same record, change the data to senior manager and append it to list. So list 1 will contain the edited list, the fresh one, right? Now after this, the list is ready. So let us finish the code with except end of file error. Except end of file error, close the file. After that, open the file again in WB mode so that the previous data will get erased. For every element in list 1 which contains the updated record, open that and then give pickle dot dump of this element. So what will happen? The changed list will contain record by record in ELE and that will be dumped inside the binary file. So this process will be actually very easy. This is suggested by this year's marking scheme given by the board. Okay. Now the next one, we should move on to the third part. Write a function to read the data from the binary file and display the data of all those candidates who are not senior manager. So this is almost like this update. So let me write def rd, just some function name, because the function name is not mentioned here. Open this in RB mode again because I'm going to read it and display the data. So try, while, true, all these things are the same. Now here I should check if the record of, what is this designation? Designation is index number 2. If that designation is not equal to senior manager, then print the record. Print REC. Okay. So print the records one by one. Then except end of file error, this is the same. Except end of file error, file dot close. This will not change. Okay. So hope you understood how to do it. So the first one is to append the data. I am opening in AB mode. After that, for updating data, there are a lot of procedures involved. So the simple way is to read all the data, change the data and store it in a list temporarily, close that file, open it in WB mode so that the previous data gets erased and then dump the changed records one by one. And this one is to print all the records that are not senior manager. Again in read mode, we will open, load the records, check the data and print it. Okay. Hope you understood. Now we'll move on to networks. Okay. So this network case study, you can easily score full marks. So in this Horizon Enterprises, there are 4 buildings in Mumbai campus: admin, food, media and decorators. And the head office is in Delhi campus. Right? Now, block to block distance is given. Number of computers in each block is also given. Now look at the questions. Suggest the most appropriate location of the server. Where will you place the server? The server should be placed in the block which contains the maximum number of computers. So you will write the server should be placed in admin block because it contains because they have asked justify your choice, as it contains the maximum number of computers. Which hardware device will you suggest to connect all the buildings? This is again a commonly asked question. Switch or hub. Draw the cable layout to effectively connect. Which cable would you suggest for efficient data transfer? So efficient data transfer, you can write optic fiber cable. Okay. or Ethernet cable is also fine. You will be given marks for that also. Draw the cable layout to efficiently connect. Now you have to connect how many buildings? 4. So let me first try star topology. How will you draw star topology? Admin block will be placed in the center because this will have the server. Here you should have food, then media, then decorators. Decor. What is the distance between food and admin? 42 meters. Admin and decor? 48. Media and admin? 96. So this is 90 plus 96, 186 meters of cable is required. Now we'll try and check bus topology. Check the lowest distance admin to food, media to decorators. Then food to media will also be very easy. So let us start with the lowest distance, 42 meters. So we will connect admin to food, which is 42 meters. Then admin to food to decorators is 46. Food to decor is 46. There is only one thing which is left out, that is media. So decorators to media is only 42 meter. Right? So I've covered all the 4 and count this. 42 plus 42 is 84. This is 120, 130. Right? 130 meters of cable is required. So this is the best topology. So you will write the best cable layout is this one. Draw this picture and write this is the best topology. Is there a requirement of a repeater in the given cable layout? So you have drawn a layout, right? What is the distance? 42, 46, 42. This does not require because all the distances are very less. What would be your recommendation for enable live visual communication? So you can do video conferencing, right? So video conferencing is the best idea for live visual communication. Then what is this? What type of network will be set up? So when you connect something within a campus, the kind of network formed is LAN. So with this we come to the end of the sample question paper. Hope you understood. Post if you have any doubts. Thank you.